they're talking about human life.
Yeah, okay, but what is life? An organism would be alive, right?
Yes. All organisms are alive.
Again, there's a difference between human life and an organism, don't you agree?
No, human life is a type of organism.
Well, if an organism is alive, if it's a human organism, then it's human life, right? How could it not be?
I mean, yeah, you can believe what you want. I think just different people are always going to have different opinions on it. And
I was just pointing out the scientific consensus.
Sure. Yeah.
And I was correct, right? Scientific consensus by most biologists, which would be consensus,
yes,
say that a human life begins at conception, right?
Sure.
Almost all of them.
What we're left with from the secular perspective is sentience, and that really makes no sense. That's it. So I would always use the secular argument. But then secularists can't determine when sentience begins. Since they can't determine when sentience begins, there's no reason for us to assume it doesn't begin at conception of life.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, there's different arguments for, like, so I think your argument's more biological. That makes sense. I understand.
No.
I mean, there's different...
His arguments aren't biological. The specific claim that you're addressing is a biological claim, though.
Reasons people argue for being pro-choice and pro-life, so pro-life, pro-choice, but, you know, there's different ways of looking at it, and I don't think we'll ever agree, so I don't know. But yeah, but good. I enjoy hearing your arguments and what you have to say. So I've never been, you know, yeah, I never heard that specific point. So.
Tyler, you mentioned that there were some topics you would have, other topics you would have liked to speak on. Is there, from your prompts, would you like to bring any of those up, or?
Yeah, would you? So do you really believe that out of the four components of the four principles of general feminism, which my dad...
Real women don't abort their children, lady.
My dad has the same political beliefs as you. He's never talked to a woman.
And my sister has the same political beliefs as you, and she would never dare talk to a man like that. Like, what's your point? That makes no sense.
Andrew, can you stop?
Andrew, that's really disrespectful.
Oh, God. Everything's disrespectful.
Andrew, stop.
You're such a crybaby.
Andrew, stop. In furtherance of ensuring that this debate actually occurs, let's set some ground rules. We got to allow people to finish their points. And Andrew, maybe you've said some mocking things towards her.
No, I have not mocked him at all.
Look,
no. I stood up for myself, and I will not be mocked. I have not said a word that is bad to you. I talked to you about your family in Michigan. I want to get to know you. This isn't about anything about me mocking you. This is about
you. You're here to know you. I'm here to do a debate.
Look, when you returned to the table, you did. The tone, your tone wasn't the best towards Andrew. And look, hold on. Be fair. Andrew's tone towards you wasn't great either. In furtherance of ensuring that the debate actually occurs, why don't we just get back to it and stick to the substance of the conversation? Okay. I'm trying to be fair to both of you.
But 60 seconds each, yeah? No interruptions?
Andrew, if you're fine with that, then okay. I'm fine with that. So
Great.
And if you guys are open to it, if that goes well, the 60 seconds each, we can bring it back to open conversation.
Okay.
Well, there just has to be some cross-examination at some point, but yeah, that's fine.
Sure. Okay, so Patty, go ahead. You have 60 seconds.
Okay, so the point of my conversation here is I would genuinely like to have an open discussion about like what feminism means and to debunk some of the feminist myths, but my opponent seems to want to attack me instead and call me names, which is totally okay. I'm used to that, especially if you look at my comments online. But the point being, I'm going to try my best to keep it very mellow. Again, if I get attacked, I am going to get defensive. But I would like to start by saying, yes, the McKinsey study in sociology, psychology studies are flawed, and that's true. They are continually, it's a field that's expanding, and that's why I chose to study psychology, because I do find it so interesting. But that doesn't negate the fact that plenty of studies have found a significant correlation between being a woman and being a victim of violence at the hands of a man. And again, the study of 1 in 3 women globally who experience sexual and physical violence. And I think that is the core of what a lot of feminists believe in, is trying to combat that violent behavior to protect women. I'm sure that's close to a minute, so I can pass it over to you.
Feminism has completely lied to everybody, and I'll explain exactly how. It failed in its promise. Its promise was that it was supposed to protect women. It hasn't protected women. The very idea that you want to put women inside of male workforces is not protecting women. The idea that you want to have dual colleges where it's men and women together is not protecting women. These are terrible ideas. They've been borne out as being terrible ideas. When you talk about sociological studies being flawed, I don't think that you're really being honest about how flawed they are. The replication crisis in sociology is getting worse, not better. It's not getting better. Even with all the meta-analysis, it's not getting better. Why isn't it getting better? It's because of bias. There's so much bias which is going on, especially from the purview of feminists. And feminists use standpoint theory. They want everything to go through the view of women. So when you're talking about, for instance, the criteria...
So do you really believe that out of the 4 components of the 4 principles of general feminism, which is working to increase gender equality, that's number 1, and expanding human choice, number 2, how do you suppose that those 2 things could be problematic?
Yeah, let's start with expanding human choice, actually.
Okay.
That's one of my favorite ones. So you're not really for expanding human choice, right? Like, just only kind of. Like, you don't want me to have a choice to be able to drink and drive, right?
Sure.
Yeah, you don't want me to have a choice to stop at a stop sign.
Like, sure. Yeah.
Yeah, like, sure, something like externalized emergency. So what choices do you want me to be able to have? Let's start with those.
Sure. Anything related to agency, within reason, without harming others.
Yeah, but I mean, me drinking and driving doesn't harm others.
Opportunity.
Right? Does me drinking and driving actually harm others?
It can.
Everything I do can harm others.
Right.
So that's a strange argument, because when you're talking about freedom of choice, you say, well, we can limit this choice because it can do it. That would be every
So
choice.
let me clarify that.
Okay.
Expanding human choice such that it promotes autonomy and agency without infringing upon the rights of others or the safety of others.
Yeah. Now you see why I was so specific about rights. Because it's definitionally part of what I believe, right?
Being specific is...
So, yeah, it's being specific is super important. I was very specific about rights. That's why it came from.
Right.
Because I looked at your definition, which I wrote down earlier, which was the 4 parts. And I'll read it to you, the 4 parts, if you don't believe that I wrote down.
No, I believe you. I believe you. You've definitely been paying attention.
But you kept on saying, like, I think that this is pertinent. We're talking about forced doctrine and rights. But the entirety of your second pillar of feminism revolves around choice and rights. So everybody should have a choice unless it expands to infringe on someone else's rights, right?
Like a living person, yeah.
Yeah, like a living person. Okay, we're going to leave abortion
and
on that side. We'll just talk about, we'll just say, like, you're alive, at least we'll agree you're alive when you come out of the womb.
Sure.
Right, we can agree to that. So, but here's the problem, right? It's like, let's take something easy.
No, you should not grant that.
For instance.
You should not grant that.
Should I be able to own an AR-15?
Depends on who you ask and which state.
I'm asking you.
Do I think you need an AR-15?
Yeah, that's what I asked. Should I be able to own?
Should you be able to own an AR-15 that has, because there's specific types, right? There's like ways you can prevent the AR-15 from firing.
I mean, a fully automatic machine gun. Okay. Why are you taking away my choice?
Because, like, that would be an example of the specification that I made about how it infringes upon the safety of others.
Okay, what about semi-automatic?
The play just breaking down a little here.
That's a good question. I don't really know why anything that even that large and semi-automatic would be useful, but I don't know a lot about AR-15s.
I understand. I'm not trying to quote any potential ignorance you have about the operation of guns against your argument.
Sure.
I can say tractors do a lot of damage and not know anything about tractors, but still know they do damage, right? So I think that that's a legitimate argument for you to say.
I know, yes, but yes.
Yeah. Well, Dean, what was the chamber did then?
I mean, my dad is like, has a lot, he's like a gun safe, and I grew up with him like shooting and stuff.
Do you know what caliber an AR-15 shoots?
No, I don't.
Okay. So,
I mean, again, I'm not familiar with AR-15s really, but.
Yeah. So we would say, like, functionally, you don't know too much about the product we're talking about.
Sure.
I'm fine with that. I was just pointing that out to be hyper-charitable. But how is that, considering the fact that I will never, and almost nobody who ever owns an AR-15 will use one in a violent act, why is it worth limiting our choice?
Is that true?
Oh, yeah. You know, for instance, almost all gun crime is committed with handguns, and almost all of it is committed by one segment of the population with handguns.
Gang members.
When it comes to long guns, that would be the black population
Yes.
mostly.
With handguns?
With handguns, yeah.
And with shotguns, is that what you're saying?
No. Well, with rifles or shotguns, you're more likely to be beaten to death with hands and feet than a rifle or shotgun, including an AR-15. That's if we took all of the mass things, I can't say what they are, but the mass things that, have that, if we took even all of those into account, you're still more likely to get beaten to death with hands and feet
Interesting.
than you are to. So, but how does that expand my choice then? That this is an operational thing that I want, and somebody definitely wants to sell it to me and want to buy it. Why are you limiting my choice?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a good question. I feel like it's very philosophical at that point. I do think, like, the stigma around owning guns, like, I'm definitely for stronger. I just don't understand why anyone would need to own, like, a fully, like, just the fact that if anyone got their hands on it, it just is scary. I don't know why anyone would need to be able to shoot that many rounds that quickly.
But you believe in rights, right?
Yes, the right to own guns, I do believe, is important.
Yeah, so that would be a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of the free state. The right of the people to keep and bear arms should not be infringed.
Right.
That's her Second Amendment. Right?
Yeah, no, I mean...
And that is a right.
Sure.
And wouldn't it be infringing?
I'm not trying to take it away, like, yeah.
You're trying to limit my choice with that right, and you haven't explained how exactly it infringes on anybody that I own an AR-15.
I mean, there have been... Yeah, I mean, I think the most notable example, wasn't it? I mean, I'll have to specifically check, but the one in...
I can grant any, like, mass, homicide event that may have happened with an AR-15.
Yeah.
What does that have to do with me?
Right. I think the point being, I think, is to determine if something infringes upon the rights of others or the safety of others should be, is something that is up for, like, debate. And so I'm not here to tell you, like, what does or doesn't, what is or isn't. Like, I'm not like a governing agency. You should probably ask somebody who knows more about it.
But it's the second pillar of your ideology.
Right, I'm talking about human agency in terms of, like, not like, right, like, I'm specifically talking about
How is that not
the ability for someone to get the job they want. Like, you immediately brought it back to guns. I'm talking about the ability to have the equal opportunities to, like, have someone take care of your children while you go to work and stuff so that you can advance your career. Like,
I think that's fair. I think that's a fair point to make. So, if, like, a woman wants to get a job at a firm where a man controls the firm, does want to hire her because she's a woman, you would say that that's infringing on her choice.
Sure, yeah.
Okay, I think that that's completely fair. If it is the case, though, that's
like, I don't know enough about guns to be able to, like, accurately come up with something. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Well, we could use anything that you could ever know about with gun-wise. Just use that.
Wait, wouldn't that, well, like, if you can't fire somebody, wouldn't you be infringing on the business owner's choice? Like, if you're a business owner, shouldn't you have the right to fire people legally? Not morally, but legally. Shouldn't you have the right to fire people for what reason you want? Like, if you're a woman, like I don't agree, but, like, if you do believe in choice, why am I entitled, why are you entitled to work at this company? Why can't I fire you?
You are, but yeah, the point is that if I was fair about my choice, right, it wouldn't actually hurt anybody. The expansive of choice seems like you're saying that business owner doesn't have choice because he has the right.
Yes.
Right? However, if it harms him and his business, it's the same argument you're making for the AR-15. You're saying because other people may do bad things with this, right? May do, like, horrible things. Some people may. The vast majority of people do not, right? We need to govern their choice in order to have safety for society or safety for individuals.
Right.
How is it, though, that if you tell people who they have to hire, you're not also limiting choice? How's that work?
It's not saying who you have to hire. It's saying who you cannot discriminate against. Like, the
That would be who you have to hire.
I think that racism is designed to combat, or that legislation is designed to combat racism and sexism.
Yeah.
Versus, like, so the protection is more for the person. Like, there's more protecting being done for the person who is being hired than there is harm being done to the business by being told they can't be racist. So that's how it outweighs it.
Can you demonstrate it?
Sure. So if I'm a woman and I'm equally qualified as a man, and I go in to get a job, and they're telling me that I can't be hired because I'm a woman, then that causes immense psychological and financial harm, right? For the company to have to hire me instead of the man, even though I'm
Wait, that could cause them negative states too.
fully qualified, that does not actually harm them in any way because
Well, hello
same
to you and
qualifications
welcome to
and
another
abilities as the
exciting
man.
game brought to you by EA TV. I'm Guy Mowbray and I'm joined by Sue Smith on the gantry, and everything is set up nicely to give us a really good match. How do you see this one going then, Sue?
Who may not want to hire you for whatever arbitrary reason they have.
Let's say specifically it's like they don't think women are good, like at the job.
Sure, let's just say that that's true.
You think that should be protected?
Well, I mean, from their view, it's going to hurt them, right? Like, there's no doubt that that's going to hurt them. You may not agree with the reasoning why it hurts them, but you can't disagree that it's going to hurt them.
Subjectivity versus, like you're saying, for the subjective.
Well, it's all subjective there.
No, but the subjective, no, I mean, not as, like the objective, there's an objective truth that discrimination is harmful.
Wait a second.
You don't agree?
Wait a second. Hang on a second. Then that would also be an objective truth then, that people are forced to do things they don't want to do, like hire people they don't want to hire. Then, yeah, I would make the same argument that
you think that's as bad as like racism?
Did I say as bad or objectively harmful?
Okay, so let's.
So when I say like I want to go buy an AR-15 and you say no, you can't, right? That's doing the exact same thing. I don't understand. Like, what's the distinction here? It sounds like you're telling me what I have to do.
Good passing.
Yeah, I mean, I think some people see it that way. I do have an interest in public safety, though, so I think that sometimes, certain actions, if they're racist, sexist, harmful, cause a lot of psychological or financial or other physical harm, I don't think that those should be...
So I had to reconsider this because I don't agree with it, but I heard this from Matt Walsh, right? If a company wants to be racist or sexist, that's on them. If they look, the market is going to respond to them. They're going to lose shares. They're going to lose stocks. No one's going to buy for them. So be it. They'll just be out of the business. That's how the market responds. If you are a racist or you're a sexist organization, no one's going to buy from you. So they would be punished that way. Some companies, they don't care. It's like, I'd rather lose my business than hire these groups of people. I'm not saying I agree, but under your paradigm, that's the problem when you believe in choice. If you really believe in choice, companies should be allowed to do this. Like, I think Chick-fil-A or something, right? Didn't they fire people for being gay or something? I don't remember if it's Chick-fil-A or something like that. But, like, it's a private company, right? They don't have to hire people. If they don't, if you believe, that's the thing about like pro-choice and stuff like that, like entitlements. Like, if you believe in choice, why is it wrong for a company to fire people? That's their choice. My company, my choice.
Wait, there's the last guy. Wait, how much did I see him for? Oh, I'm about to clip this kid. Watch. Oh.
Here it comes. Well, maybe only a half chance. It's missed by quite a distance.
Yeah, this is great.
That's very Christian of you to try to control women. I like that about you, Jacob.
I don't think I'm controlling women so much as I'm just trying to say that they ought not murder pre-existing human organisms.
Right, but you agree that we live in a society, right? In society, we come up with rules, laws. In our society, we're like, hey, man, if you want to terminate that fetus, like, go ahead, it's not that big of a deal.
You mean the one that's not even, well, first of all, society, even Western societies, even the U.S. doesn't even fully agree on that. 13 states and counting for abortion rights. Second of all,
Let's say on one thing's go one thing at a time.
you're giving an argument for choice view.
But the
Maybe
majority
another
of
opportunity
people
is in the
agree
works
that
here.
babies, right? That doesn't matter. It's not depends. There's polling on it.
It does depend. It does depend.
Jacob, show me. Okay,
Bro, first of all,
show me a single poll. Jacob, Jacob, show
first
me
of
a
all,
single
Lowe's here. I'm gonna mute you because you're not talking.
You're not Jacob.
Low tier. Guess what? Watch this. This is reported. It's going to be really bad for you. Give it argument for the pro-choice conclusion. Second of all, of the states, the 37 and low tier, of the 37 states that say that it's okay, it's still highly restricted depending on the jurisdiction. Okay? So when you say that they say it's okay, could you give a reduction? Could you give a reduction on that? Because there are 3 trimesters of pregnancy, and many of those states only sign off for first or second trimester. So what is okay? Second of all, this isn't an argument for the pro-choice. You're not giving an argument, low tier. You're dodgeless. Dodge number 1. What's the deductively valid argument? You're using a rule of inference that leads to the pro-choice conclusion. I'm going to ask you 2 more times to be clear. From here one, then you're obviously running from the conversation. What's the argument? Second time asking. Go ahead. You still have it.
My goodness, what is it?
Hello?
Do you really act like this in your life?
Oh, yeah, I would press you the same way if I were right in your face. Yeah, what's the deductively valid argument? I would press you, yeah. Intellectually, physically doesn't, yeah. Intellectually, physically doesn't. Hey, Fedora, what's the argument? Give the argument.
Argument for what?
Give the, yeah, for the pro-choice conclusion. Go ahead.
Oh, because you're just terminating that.
Dude, that's not an argument. You're just terminating. That's just descriptively true, moron. What's the argument that it's morally permissible? Go ahead.
That's bad. That's moral.
This guy doesn't have an argument. He just conceded like the good little dog he is. It doesn't matter if it's moral. We're having a moral discussion. This guy just said it doesn't matter if it's moral. Can we flag that shot? We're having a meta-ethical discussion. This guy just said, quote, it doesn't matter if it's moral. This guy just said it doesn't matter if it's moral. After refusing to give an argument 4 times. Let's do a 5th time. Let's see if we fail 5 times in a row. What's the set of premises that you use to arrive at the conclusion that abortion is morally permissible in the length of case? Go ahead.
It's not a person. It's not that.
Can you give me a semantic reduction on what a person is?
Yeah, can you use layman terms, goofy boy?
Is it for you? Because you're not on my level? Okay, yeah, what does a person mean? What is a person?
You are not.
What is a person?
Just pseudo.
What is a person? Dude, I'm dog walking you. I'm known as the high tendency meeting for a reason. What is a person? That's philosophical. What's a person? Define that for me. Which personal identity thesis do you subscribe to? You an animalist? You see a philosophy, bro, dude. I went to school for political science and economics. You don't have to be a philosophy, bro. What is a person? Tell me what that is.
What is a premise?
Oh, you don't know what that is? Interesting. So 5 dodges and refusing to explicate on the view. Nice.
Okay.
Getting dog walked, by the way. Getting dog walked, by the way.
That's what you
Recorded, by the way. I can't wait to clip this of you dodging 5 times. We can ask even pro-choicers versus good look. Do you think that these are good optics for you?
YouTube,
Do you think these are good optics for you, bro? Dodging, giving arguments, and failing to explicate on the view?
Yes, for sure.
You think that's good? You think that we're refusing to reduce
I'm surprised if you post this. I don't think.
I'm funny. You're added to the victims list.
Yeah. Outside your little cult would think.
Are you kidding me? Anyone choicer is going to say this looks bad for you because you're not giving an argument and then you're refusing to define terms that you deploy. That's terrible optics. Getting dog walked.
I'm still
What is a person? Watch this. This is your position. It's okay to do it because the fetus isn't a person. Then I ask you to define what a person is, and you say nothing. So what is a person?
Do you think a fetus is the same as someone that's
nice friendship, informal fallacy? What's a person?
Yeah, that's the problem. Is you guys have.
What is a person?
You have to use these terminologies.
What is a person? You're using terms that you can't define. That's embarrassing, bro. You're using terms you can't define. That's embarrassing, Tony. Couldn't be me. Yo, Fedora, what's a person? Tell me what that is.
There's only one making.
What is a person? Wow, even the chat's seeing that you're dodging. Yeah, what's a person, dude? What's a person? Tell me,
explicate. You know what a person is. You're just
burn and shift again. You know what it is.
Tell me what a person is, low tier. What is it?
Are you able to stop?
Which personal identity thesis do you subscribe to? Are you a Bible theorist?
Oh my
Narrative theorist?
Oh my god.
Oh, you. Who's a person? I don't know. Huh. Wow. You must be a true intellectual titan, bro. How many times did you fail third grade? Honestly. Fuck, man.
Third count. I'm afraid that's careless.
Dude, like, it was honestly just bullying for me to even bring up personal identity thesis. He clearly didn't know what that was, but even if he did, right? Or sorry, even granted that he didn't, he could have at least explicated on the term. Could have been like, yeah, a person is a human being, or as an individual, or a person is this, a person is that. He could have indexed it to like fucking, I don't know, a dictionary.
Honestly, I think he was just mad that you weren't actually pro-choice.
Yeah, I told him I was pro-choice, and he's like, oh, nice. And I'm like, just kidding. And then he's like, oh, why do you want to control women? Okay, bro. Okay, dude.
Yeah, that's why I didn't stop the conversation, because he most definitely did give you an attitude first.
Yeah, and he, dodged giving an argument 5 times for defining the terms that he uses. Embarrassing. Couldn't be me. Man, I know. Sorry, I know I got rhetorical pretty quickly, but I'm just...
No way, it's really fair. Offside.
This is why, right, I'm going to need a break from this session for, like, stronger booze. This is why.
Take some Scotch whiskey.
Like,
it relaxes you really well.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the opportunity cost is just too high. Like, I'm taking time out of my day, not studying my economics and my politics or reading up on medical articles, to come on here and hang with my friends and engage with people who have the intellectual capacity of the grass that I piss on. It's really embarrassing. Like, it's just frustrating, bro.
Yeah, I get that.
This lit guy in the viewers, he gets it. This Tony guy's frustrating my prudential interests by merit of his existence, dude.
Allowed to go a long way with this.
So, conclusion. Without any premise 1, premise 2, Jacob hates stupid.
Yeah. Yeah,
An encouraging position.
it's just like,
So that will do it. A disappointing result.
it gets old, It gets old. It gets old.
They are willfully ignorant. They don't have the attitude of willing to listen and, have a linear conversation. They just want to sound right, even though they're dumb as a rock.
Obviously there's a fundamental difference between, like, intelligence and knowledge. Knowledge is just, like, something that we assign weight to, but knowledge is just information. Anyone can, like, come by knowledge, so I'm not going to, like, come by knowledge, so I'm not being bad faith, though. Like, I have some wisdom.
No, I don't.
Yo, what's your age for TikTok? I am 68 years old. Did you say 68? Yeah, not this funny. Okay, I'll let you talk to... Okay, I'll let you talk to... Hello?
Hello?
Are you conscious?
Yes.
You're also subconscious to have a total mind, correct?
Wait, say that one more time?
Are you conscious and subconscious to have a total mind to be called conscious, correct?
Jacob, help!
Yeah, we could say that we have a subconscious mind in conjunction with our conscious mind. I don't see how that's relevant to the prompts.
If we are not conscious, when
What's it called?
it's there because there's a complete other straw man of my argument. I don't like to have my argument misrepresented, so that's all it was.
Oh my gosh. You are hilarious.
The cope laugh is fine, Mister. I understand.
No,
I've
it's
never been
not
able
the
to
cold
actually
laugh.
address the
This is a
argument.
genuine laugh, you know?
Yes,
And I thank you for it, Genesis. You know, the fact that you're going to tell me I straw man's your argument, you're not going to address any of the contradictions, right?
it's just
You're just gonna
address the
tell me-
contradiction. Are you
You're
okay?
just going to tell me I'm stupid, I'm not tracking.
Literally just address the contradiction. What do you mean?
W, Genesis.
I literally just addressed the contradiction. Are you confused?
Yeah, but it doesn't matter if you're saying that this
Can you
is
steal
around
my argument?
right?
Yeah, can you
It
steal?
doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Okay,
actually,
so
how about this?
you
Let's see. How about we have a
Hold on for a
formal
second.
1v1? Yeah, how about we have a formal 1v1 debate? We can do it over text now.
Genesis, look, I don't do formal 1v1.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to do
Oh,
it.
you're gonna. Oh my fucking God, Genesis. Do you ever know?
Oh, I swear to God. Oh my gosh, that's so bad.
I know. I need to pick up my rosary. You're right. Thank
Yeah,
you.
repent token.
Yeah, I do need to repent for that. You're right. Thank you for pulling my little Christian collar. I appreciate that. So, as I was saying, Genesis, right? I don't have any interest in doing a 1v1 debate with you, okay? We were up here, we were engaging in a conversation. You want me to repeat your argument, right? At first you said viability, right? Well, beginning you said if the abortion is okay, right? Because the mother can suffer and the fetus can't, right? Then you went on to say, I went on to ask right?
They can suffer, experience suffering, but the fetus cannot experience. That's it.
Maybe I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, this is counterproductive. So you went on to talk about the mother being able to experience suffering and the fetus can't. I went on to ask you if you had a cutoff, right? You went on to say viability, right? You went on to say that the fetus has no rights and the mother has rights. I went on to say
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm saying your line of questioning is confused because you don't know what my definition of rights is.
oh my God. All right, I'm done, Mr. Mayor. I'm done.
But he's right. You don't know what his definition of rights are. He's never substantiated any of these claims about
He
rights.
never gave
Or
me
any of it.
right.
You never asked these questions.
Oh, okay, but
What if you woke up and you were Mr. Beast? 480 million subscribers, $2.6 billion.
In Philadelphia, Chase is proud to root for the home team because they're our team too. We cheer from the bleachers. For many high school students, prom is a night to remember. But for one student in Southwest Wisconsin, it was about fulfilling a promise and making a lifelong dream come true for a very special person in his life. Crystal Flintrop has the story. It's a prom night years in the making, but not just for the students getting ready. For Avant Williams, this moment started when he was just a toddler.
Since I was like a little kid, my girl's been telling me she wanted to go to prom. It's her dream.
Right now, everybody is talking about the Michael Jackson movie. The casting, the music, the controversy, but almost nobody is talking about the thing that could completely change the future of this maybe franchise. The legal complications of a sequel. Because making a movie about Michael Jackson's rise to fame is one thing, but making a movie about his later life, now that's something entirely different. That's where the allegations begin.
When it was announced they were going to do a Michael Jackson biopic, many questions were raised because this is a man who had many different lives within one, really, with the Jackson 5.
What is it that you want, Kevin?
To see my... No wonder Elvis Presley always seemed to put shoe polish in.
Yeah.
Hey, would you give a 2-month-old an iPad?
I've got 6 months. It's about to download Binder.
Or, I don't know, let AI take the burden off of your parenting?
I said maybe ask about the rights and what I'm referring to, and you just ignored that and continue to ask like the same nonsensical questions. Like it really doesn't matter. What matters is what the definition of rights is, which is confusing, and why it is the case in which the mother has these can take these actions within a rational self-interest.
W boy. Thank you, Genesis. I needed this. You know what?
The cope laugh is really good.
I know I needed this laugh, right? Because God